Hi guys, welcome to Crazy Burger. In this video we're going to be looking at 2025 on Evercade and what you might expect throughout this year. We already know a few things that are going to happen, so I'm going to cover that and I'll make some more predictions and what you might expect to see in 2025 on Evercade. So let's get started. So 2024 was a fairly good year for Evercade, although it certainly had a few problems, especially surrounding stock availability and delays and that sort of thing. And for me, there probably wasn't enough carts released compared to 2023. I thought 2023 was probably a slightly better year in carts terms. However, arguably 2024 had the largest releases we've ever seen on Evercade, with the Tomb Raider collections and Legacy of Kain collections. There was a lot of other stuff that I really enjoyed. But anyway, let's go into 2025. This is what this video is all about and what we might actually see this year. So we know we're going to get Indie Heroes Collection 4 to start us off, and we obviously know quite a few of the games given the fact that they were released on Game of the Month throughout 2024, although we don't know the full lineup as of yet. I'm sure it will probably contain about 12 games or so. Hopefully there'll be a few more secrets that we don't already know about. Personally, I didn't really think that the collection of games on Indie Heroes 4 was that great, although I did enjoy a few, like Soko Banana I really enjoyed, and Murtaugh was obviously the big highlight right towards the end of the year, and that game might just make this cart definitely a must buy. But other than that, there's a lot of very poor to average games on there that I didn't really enjoy as much as some of the other Indie Heroes collections we've had. But anyway, I guess we'll find out. Hopefully there's a few more games on there that will make this cart even more worth buying. You obviously had Flea 2 and Murtaugh. They're probably the ones that were the most outstanding games that we've seen so far. Now, we also know that we are going to get SNK, but I'll cover that in a little minute. I was thinking that perhaps we will see another Home Computer Heroes collection that might just well release at the same time as Indie Heroes Collection 4. Now, having a look at some of the sort of information that's out there on social media, I noticed that Thalamus had posted something that gave a little bit of a sneak hint that we will see another couple of Thalamus games. Now, they did say it was on an Indie Heroes collection, which probably isn't quite correct. Given the fact that most of their games are Amiga and Commodore 64, it's most likely going to be relating to a Home Computer Heroes Collection 2, which I thought we probably would have seen throughout last year. But it's probably most likely we will see that perhaps releasing very soon. Now, they said they've got 2 more games. What those 2 games could be, I'm not entirely sure. It could be well relating to the Amiga game Roguecraft, which is very good. I hope we see that one. That is an excellent sort of dungeon crawler style game. We have Rogue 64 on as a secret game unlockable, so hopefully we'll get the Amiga version, which is really good. It could also be relating to some other games like Millie and Molly and Run and Gun. Maybe they're going to add them on. Although perhaps we could see them as part of Indie Heroes Collection 5, you never know. Maybe they'll mix it up and start adding home computer games into those Indie Heroes Collection. I'm not entirely sure they'll do that. I'm pretty sure that it will be on a Home Computer Heroes Collection 2. Now, will we even see more Spectrum? Perhaps we'll not see a Spectrum cart quite so soon. I'm pretty sure we will get some carts at some point, but maybe they'll drop a game onto Home Computer Heroes Collection 2, just sort of random Spectrum game perhaps. Not entirely sure which one that could be, but maybe they'll drop one onto Home Computer Heroes Collection 2 at the start of the year, which would be very cool. Anyway, keep your eyes peeled. I'm pretty sure that will happen in some way, shape or form. Now, obviously we just mentioned Spectrum there. I think obviously the Spectrum was released at the end of 2024 and it's been very successful. There's no doubt about it. It's certainly one of my most favourite computers. I'm going to say sort of computer. It's not really a mini console. It was actually a full-size computer that Retro Games released. It's very good. There's some excellent games on there, and I think we will see a few carts on Evercade at some point. Not entirely sure if we're going to see it in 2025. It might be too soon, but it will happen, I'm sure, at some point. And I'm sure, just like the Commodore 64 stuff, we'll probably see 3 carts at least minimum of all those Spectrum games. There was 48 games on there. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of games not quite compatible with Evercade, stuff like Lords of Midnight. You need a keyboard. There's no way you're going to be able to play that unless they somehow map everything onto a joypad. I just don't see games like that happen. Obviously that includes The Hobbit. That's just a non-starter for me, which is a big shame. Obviously we would love that. Until we get keyboards and stuff on Evercade, I don't see things like that happening. Obviously if we got keyboards, that would rule out playing it on a handheld and anything else, I guess, like the Super Pockets or something, but I don't see that happening. But I'm pretty sure we will get some Spectrum carts at some point, which I'm pretty sure would be cool. Now, sticking to retro games, obviously we kind of forget that before the Spectrum they released the Atari 800 Mini console. I'm pretty sure we'll see some sort of a Atari 800 cart. Maybe we'll see some of those releases on a Home Computer Hero cart, or maybe we'll get 1 or 2 collections. There's some nice games in there. They are a little bit dated. I guess some of the Spectrum stuff is dated as well, but the Atari 800 stuff was pretty old, very sort of early 80s, mid 80s stuff. I did enjoy quite a few of the games, but will we see a couple of carts? I think we will see something. I'm pretty sure it'd be crazy if we didn't see something, considering retro games have that license. So hopefully we will see a cart or 2 appear. I'm not sure how popular that would be, right enough, but there's some decent games that are definitely worth playing for sure. Now, speaking of Atari, will we see some more Atari carts relating to the stuff that was on the Super Pockets? Obviously, we've got the Atari edition of the Super Pocket. Will we see some of those games that we haven't got on cart yet? Will we see another Atari Lynx collection? I don't really know. It would be nice to see some of those games on a collection that we haven't seen yet. There was some excellent stuff on there, like Warbirds I really enjoyed. Save Mary, we didn't have that as well. There's plenty of other games as well, like Berserk as well, that you think maybe they'll get some other collection, Atari collection, on a cart. I'm not entirely sure it will happen, but it would be really, really nice. And obviously on that same sort of subject, will we see another Technos cart? Maybe we'll see a best of Technos collection or something. It would be really good to see Double Dragon Arcade on a Technos arcade cart. I'm not sure there's enough games there, but it would still be great. I would love to see the sort of Game Boy version of Double Dragon. Obviously Double Dragon Arcade. Not sure how many more games they could add there, but could that happen? I think it would be nice. I'm not entirely sure it's going to be a high priority for Evercade or Blaze throughout 2025, but you never know. It's something they might sneak in there. I mean, we would all certainly love to see a Capcom cart as well, and a Taito cart with some of those games, but whether or not that happens, I'm not entirely sure whether those companies really want their games on carts, but we can but hope that that could actually happen. So one thing for sure we know we're getting in 2025 and into 2026 is SNK products on Evercade. Now what that means, I have no idea. We're obviously going to get SNK games in some way, shape or form. Will it be on carts? I'm not entirely sure. If it was going to be carts, they would just say carts. The fact that they put products means we're going to get something other than just carts. Could it be Super Pockets? Could it be another handheld with SNK games on it? Hopefully it's not more alphas. I really, really don't want to buy any more alphas. I have no space for the 2 I have. I don't need another one to clutter up. I think I would probably have to think twice about buying another alpha if that was the case. So fingers crossed we get some SNK games on cartridges, because that's the way, that's what Evercade is all about at the end of the day. I really hope they don't sort of veer too far off of that sort of physical nature of their products. But yeah, we'll just have to wait and see what that actually means. So fingers crossed it is cartridges, and we get a few of them, maybe with some of the more obscure stuff that we don't normally see out there in the wild. But anyway, we know for sure we're definitely getting SNK in some way, shape or form. So something that I'm pretty sure we'll also see is another Tomb Raider collection. There is another couple of PlayStation games that can make up a collection. I can't really remember what the games were called. Probably Tomb Raider Chronicles was one of them. I think there's another one which I'm pretty sure we could see on another cartridge. It would be a bit crazy not to, considering they've got that license. It would be crazy not to actually get another cart out there. I'm not entirely sure we'll see anything more from that, to be honest. I think it'll just be another Tomb Raider collection. I'm not sure if we'll see any of the other stuff from Dynamic. It would be nice to see Gex and Pandemonium, but I'm not entirely sure if the license is there for them. But I guess you never know, it might happen. I'm pretty sure that we will see more of the Tomb Raider stuff, considering that the Tomb Raider cart was very popular and I think the sales were pretty good for it. So I'd be surprised if we didn't see another collection at some point throughout 2025. So recently it was announced by My Arcade that they were doing deals with Namco and Sega, which kind of got me thinking, is it likely we could see something like Sega on Evercade? Does this deal make it more likely that we'll see it or less likely? I know that would be something that would be very, very cool to see. Fingers crossed. I mean, I've kind of been predicting this kind of thing for a while. I mean, there's a few companies out there that are it would be nice to see onto Evercade. We're obviously missing Sega, we're missing Konami, we're missing Midway, Williams, those type of companies. Is it possible we could see Blaze do a deal for one of those, all of those on Evercade at some point? I think obviously Blaze's stock has risen higher and higher, I think, throughout the years, and I think more and more companies are certainly more willing to do business with Evercade, so hopefully that will mean we might see some of that through 2025 on Evercade. Now, going back to Namco, it would be really cool to see some of the other stuff that was announced on the My Arcade, things like Pole Position. It would be nice to see Rally X. Maybe we could get another or open up to have a Namco arcade collection. That would be so good. I would obviously love to see that type of thing, like Ridge Racer and Tekken. Those would make some amazing collections, I think, on Evercade. Will that happen? I'm not sure. We haven't really seen Namco on Evercade for quite some time, since 2020, so not sure if there's a relationship still there, but you never know. It could be something that could happen. Hopefully it will. I think if it does happen again, it will be one of those limited time releases. So if they do release a collection, make sure you get it right at the start and don't wait till it goes legacy. But whether that happens or not, we'll have to wait and see. Fingers crossed. That would be very, very cool. So veering slightly towards hardware, I'm pretty sure we'll see more Super Pockets towards the end of 2025, as we have in the last couple of years. What that will be, I don't know. It could be anything. I think we were quite surprised it was an Atari and a Technos collection in 2024. So I would expect to see more of the sort of Super Pockets. Maybe we'll see more Taito stuff. Maybe there'll be more Capcom again. But it could be something completely different that we've not even thought about. Maybe it'll be the Namco stuff that I've just talked about. Maybe it'll be the Sega stuff. Maybe it'll be SNK. We just don't know what that could be. So I would definitely expect more Super Pockets. Although I don't think we'll see any more handheld variations. Hopefully we don't. I mean, I could be completely wrong here. Hopefully we don't see that. I don't think it'll be the year that we'll see an upgraded handheld yet, although I think it will be inevitable that they'll have to do that at some point, which I'm pretty sure would be something they'll focus on in 2026. Hopefully, I think this year will be more focus on carts getting released, and hopefully we'll see something like 12 to 14 carts in 2025, which would be better. So I don't think we'll see an awful lot of hardware. Maybe they'll surprise us like they always do and have something completely out there different, but who knows? Sometimes they are a little bit unpredictable what they do. At the same time, sometimes they are completely predictable about what they do. So maybe we'll see another colour variation of the EXP with some SNK games on it. Who knows? But fingers crossed we don't see anything like that. It just means we're spending more and more money in different variations, which at the time it just really starts to annoy you. Just give me the cart, stop giving me variations, or upgrade your handheld and VSs that actually means something rather than just a colour variation. But yeah, I'm obviously going off in tangent a little bit here, but hopefully we see more carts throughout 2025 rather than more hardware like obviously we've seen in 2024. Now, something I've been harping on about for quite some time is probably a Doom collection. Now, Doom has appeared on pretty much every format under the sun, so why not Evercade? Is it about time we got that Doom collection on Evercade, or a Doom sort of cart or something like that? Doom 1 and 2, Ultimate Doom, Final Doom, all that sort of stuff. Why not? It's been on everything else. It would be crazy not to actually get that onto your product. I'm pretty sure Blaze have probably chapped the door. I mean, they have chapped the door in every single company you can think of, asking the question, is it possible to get a license on Evercade? So I'm pretty sure they have asked that question. Whether we'll see that on Evercade, Who knows? I would love it, even though I've probably bought it on every product that I have. I would still like to see it. I think it would be pretty cool. It would be a massive seller, no doubt. Doom was amazing, although I have played it to death a little bit, but I'd still would appreciate it to be on Evercade products. Now, looking back through some of the interviews that we've seen throughout 2024, especially with Sean from marketing, he definitely hinted at a few things like a Gremlin collection too. I think there's definitely potential to see that. I would love to see maybe getting something like Zool 2. Now, obviously, we haven't seen any of the home computer variations of Gremlin games, so that would be nice to see. We could also see Actua Golf. We need another golf game on Evercade, so that would be really, really nice. We could see anything else that was on sort of Amiga or C64 from Gremlin. That would be very nice. It's something that could happen. I'm surprised it hasn't happened by now. I don't think the Gremlin Collection one was really well received, so maybe that's one of the reasons why it's been sort of delayed, or maybe just put on the back burner, and maybe it might not even happen at all. But on that same sort of note, perhaps we'll see a Team 17 collection too, with sort of more Amiga stuff. Who knows? There are some more games out there that we could potentially see. It would be nice to see Super Frog, although there might be some issues with licensing towards the Lucozade products that's throughout the game. But I'm pretty sure a little bit of jiggery pokery will get some of that sort of references out the game. It wouldn't take too much effort, surely. They have put a lot of effort into other games, like the re-release of Glover on sort of Evercade, so it's not out with their control to actually remove some of the references in the game. So perhaps we'll see a Team 17 collection too. Would be nice to see Alien Breed 3D as well. There's certainly a few games there that could make up a collection that I would absolutely love to see, which would be great. Now, could we see some more Data East arcade collections? If you look on board at the AntStream platform, there are tons of licensed Data East games on there that could make up another collection. I wasn't really a huge fan of Data East Arcade 2. It was okay, but it certainly had some nice games. But there's loads of other stuff out there that we could see. I really enjoyed Boogie Wings. I was quite surprised we never seen that. Not entirely sure why we've not seen it, but there's other games out there. There's plenty of other stuff that could make up another collection, no problem. I'm not sure how many arcade collections we'll get next year. Obviously, we got quite a few towards the end of 2024. Most of them seem to have been the tour plan collections. Whether they've exhausted all the avenues at the moment and there maybe be more sort of console carts and computer carts throughout 2025, I don't know. But hopefully, we'll see some more Data East stuff throughout the year. It would be nice also to see a Jalico arcade collection too. I think I touched on this in a video maybe a couple of years ago when the initial arcade collection was released. There's some really nice games out there. Like there was a Formula 1 style game and a few other things besides. I can't really recall all of them, but it's definitely possible that we could see another Jalico arcade cart, maybe even another Jalico console collection. That's certainly possible. There's excellent games there that would be great to get. It seemed crazy that they only ever do one collection, rather obviously to a plan we got bombarded with collections from there. Why does that not happen with some of the other companies? Even like Irene, we only ever got one collection and we've not heard since that was released a couple of years ago. Why have we not seen Irene Collection 2 as yet? It seems bonkers to me. But anyway, it just is how Blaze work, I guess, and how the companies are doing their licensing. Maybe it's just a one-time deal and they're open to do more collections, or maybe it's just that expensive that Blaze maybe think, right, we'll come back to that when we get a little bit more money and we'll get another collection. Who knows? I don't really know how the licensing work. Blaze don't really open up too much at how much they're spending on these collections and how much they have to spend to get these carts onto Evercade. I'm sure it will vary depending on which publisher it actually is, and I suspect Irene was probably pretty expensive given the fact we only got 6 games onto Evercade, so I'm pretty sure they will probably want quite a lot of money to get their games published on other platforms. Now, something else I think we might even see throughout this year is another Mega Cats collection. Now, we're probably been waiting a couple of years for another Mega Cats collection. Now, there wasn't an awful lot of games, so I think there's been a build-up of games over the last couple of years that we could see Mega Cats Collection 3, which would be really nice. I really enjoyed all the Mega Cat collection. They were obviously collections of sort of newer retro style games from the various consoles like Mega Drive and SNES. and I've really enjoyed both of them. Both of the carts are very different. The first one is certainly up there as one of the best collections overall on Evercade. The second one I maybe even enjoy it a little bit more because it's more puzzle orientated, and I really loved playing it. But yeah, that's been a couple of years since we've seen those, so we are well overdue a Mega Cats Collection 3, and I'm pretty sure that could be something we should see in 2025. Fingers crossed, because I really enjoyed both Mega Cats collections. And finally, guys, I'm pretty sure we might see another single cart release on Evercade. Now, we obviously got the single cart release in 2023, which was Full Void. Now, I guess some people loved it, some people didn't really like it. I think, for sure, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a great game. There's a few folk think it was really just an average game, maybe not as good as some other stuff like Flashback, and obviously all the games that it was actually based on. Personally, I really enjoyed it. I just thought it was a rather short experience and maybe not the best value, considering it was a single cart. I mean, arguably we've had sort of larger games like even Tomb Raider. You could have Tomb Raider as a single cart. There's more value in playing that type of game, but it is what it is. It's something that obviously Blaze make the decision. Is this game worthy of putting on a single cart? Will they do another one throughout 2025? And what could that game actually be? I'm pretty sure if we see a single cart game, it's going to be a sort of modern retro style game. There's plenty of stuff out there that's sort of got people's attention. What that could be, I don't know. There are some really cool games, like Final Vendetta could be one of them. I sort of covered that a few times before. It's a very nice game, but obviously it has to be compatible with what Evercade can do. If it's made from the Unity platform, for instance, I don't think we'll ever see it because it's not compatible with that. But who knows? It's hard to say what Evercade and Blaze are thinking. Personally, I'd rather have sort of dual carts and maybe carts with 3 or 4 games on it that have value, rather than the single cart experience, unless it really is something that is brilliant and it will last you for longer than a few hours. I think getting a game on a single cart that only lasts 3 hours isn't the best. Even though I really enjoyed Full Void, I thought it was fantastic. Hopefully we might even see more of the stuff from Full Void makers, which would be really cool. I covered that in a video. There was a couple other games that we might see. There's a football game and a racing game. That would make a really nice dual cart on Evercade. Whether or not we'll see that or not, I don't know whether that's compatible either with Evercade products, but there's so many different games and variations out there that we could possibly see on Evercade. I could go on forever in this video, but obviously I won't. So guys, what I'm going to do now is finish the video, and you can let me know, what do you think we will see in 2025. Drop your predictions into the comments and we'll get some conversation going. Anyway, thanks very much for watching. We'll catch you again in the next one. Bye for now.